Trust Vital for your family's health.
I've lost count at how many times I've heard a friend and a family member make up New Year's resolutions. The reason I become so exasperated is that no one really takes them seriously. Ask yourself, how many times have you stuck to a New Year's resolution? What I think you need is motivation, and no better motivation exists than your health. So today, in honor of the new year and the promise of a new beginning, we chat to Andrea du Plessis from Vital Health Foods about the top tips for a diet resolution you can actually stick to. Andrea, is there an ideal diet?
There is, of course, but it's difficult to stick to it every single day. Okay. So perhaps if you look at a few tips we can incorporate into our lifestyles, we'll end up eating healthily.
So it's a good tip to not only have coffee for breakfast, because that's what I tend to do. Just coffee, nothing else.
You know, research shows that a small amount of coffee is actually good for you, so I'm not going to take all that fun away.
Okay, great.
But you have to add some food to your meal, obviously.
Is coffee not a meal?
No, it's not.
Oh.
My tip would be...
2 cups of coffee.
2 cups of coffee, no, still not. I would say 1 cup of coffee and a good low GI muesli with yogurt. Fat-free, low-fat yogurt, unflavoured, because the sweetened yogurts contain way too much sugar. And you even get them in these little convenience packs that are easy to pop into your bag on the way to class or work or wherever you're having your breakfast.
So we have very poor planning when we go to work in terms of our diet. A lot of people go for the convenient pie and cola. Is this a good idea?
Now, those are foods that I would never, ever recommend to anybody. Never. What I would rather recommend is the planning at home and making healthy sandwiches. Okay. And these days you do find healthy sandwiches in lots of shops and even deliveries to office blocks, etc. But making your own sandwiches, you're in control of whether you want to use low GI bread, healthy spreads and toppings, and you can add variety. Plus, you can pack in small portions of fruits to snack on during the day at work.
And what about the coffee at work? Is that part of my fluid intake?
You've already had your coffee for breakfast.
But now I'm talking about at work.
Yes.
Obviously, you need
at work,
coffee.
I think you should definitely try.
Fluids are good for you.
Coffee doesn't count as a fluid because it contains caffeine,
yes,
which has dehydrating factors. And many people add loads of sugar. I'm not even going to ask how many sugars you add to your coffee, but it's not ideal. So my advice would be herbal teas like rooibos tea, and you can even make in summer iced tea, which is the best drink because it's cost effective, it's easy to make, and if you want to sweeten it, add to 2 parts iced rooibos tea, 1 part fruit juice, and that's a healthy drink to enjoy.
The seasonal fruits is also very important.
Definitely. If you look at seasonal availability of fruits, the best nutritional value you'll get from fruits that are picked within their season. And in summer, obviously, there's such a big variety. If you're watching your weights, however, keep the portions to 1 or 2 portions per day. Unless you're very active, then you can eat more fruits.
What would be a portion?
Well, that nectarine would be 1 portion, or a small bunch of grapes, or perhaps 3 of those apricots, or 1 banana. Okay. So 1 watermelon isn't 1
a portion.
No.
Okay, and in terms of protein, what's a good approach there?
Well, many of us love our meats,
yes,
but with high cholesterol we should be careful. So I think fish from sustainable resources is very important, and also our plant proteins. Lentils and beans are packed with proteins and lots of other nutrients.
Yeah, so we got to try our meat-free Mondays, and also maybe add in a fishy Thursday or fishy Friday.
Fishy Friday, I think, is a good idea.
So what's your final tip?
My final tip, once again, is planning. I think if you look at our shopping lists, if you want to change your eating habits, you've got to change your shopping habits. So make a list of all these healthy foods and buy them, because then you're most likely to be able to eat them.
And I also like the idea, instead of focusing on a resolution, you rather focus on the idea of tips, and you can incorporate that into your life much easier. Thank you so much, Andrea, for a wonderful approach.
Trust Vital for your family's health.